Hello and welcome to Yin Yoga with me, Kumari Sky, the relaxationist. And that is exactly what I intend to help you do today. Just relax and feel into your body, get a nice, good stretch, and leave the practice feeling more spacious, more calm. Today's practice is going to be focusing on the upper body. I'll meet you in the video. So let's get started. Do you have any blocks? Maybe a bolster or a firm pillow? I'm also a big fan of folded blankets. This one folds nice and thin and firmly. You can also sit up on a firm pillow because we are going to start out seated. So let's just begin with a little bit of an opening meditation where we're going to experience a yogic breathing practice called Nadi Shodhana. Now, I will say if sitting cross-legged isn't the best position for you, you could do this in a chair. You could do it with your legs out long. You could do it with your legs more supported. Figure out a way that you can sit where you're relatively comfortable because we're going to be here a little bit. All right, so go ahead and close down your eyes. Take a long, slow, deep breath in and out. Again, full, expansive inhale, and then blow it out through pursed lips. One more, just like that. Arriving to your practice. Just noticing how your body's feeling. Is there anywhere else you could offer yourself some support? Is there any place where you feel like maybe you could soften a little? Maybe the shoulders, perhaps the jaw, or any of the muscles in the face, around the cheeks, the forehead. If you're not familiar with the yogic breathing practice called Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing, go ahead and just open your eyes right now and I'll show you how to hold your hand. So you're going to pull down your index finger and your middle finger. And then you're going to turn your right hand, this is your right arm and hand, towards you, bringing your arm nice and close to your body. Cover your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through the left, cover, and then exhale through the right. Inhale right, cover, exhale left. That's the pattern. So let's go ahead and close down the eyes again, and we'll do several more rounds together. I'll guide you a few times. And then I'm going to let you experience this on your own. Ready? Breathe in, left. Cover, exhale, right. Inhale, right. Cover, exhale, left. Again, inhale, left. Cover, exhale, right. Inhale, right. Cover, exhale, left. Now keep going. Keeping your breath smooth and even as possible. Doing your best to practice this without any strain. It's definitely that time of year. If you have a nostril that's a little stuffy, you can try to blow or push through it, or simply just relax your hand and just consciously breathe in and out. Now the next time you exhale out your left, that will be our last round. Releasing your arm and hand. Just pausing here, noticing the effects of alternate nostril breathing. So that breath is known to be very calming and balancing. Maybe you're feeling that. Take your time to open up your eyes whenever you're ready. I see a few people have joined since our opening meditation started. Welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me today. All right, Milo the cat has joined the class. Let's give the legs a little bit of a break. So go ahead and send them out long. Maybe lean back into your hands for a little bit and just shifting the hips, doing some little windshield wipers with your ankles. And then do step your feet onto the floor and just do bigger windshield wipers. Nice job, everyone. The first shape we're going to make is a puppy pose with thread the needle arms. I'll show you the setup. So you'll start out on all four, and then you're going to take your right arm up and thread it through like this. Now, that isn't always the most comfortable position for everybody. An alternative way to do it would be to put some little height that your shoulder can rest on. So something like that. Since the microphone gets kind of squished, I'm going to sit this one out and hold space for you. We're going to stay just 2 minutes on each side. We're looking for sensation in the whole right shoulder complex. So the shoulder blade, the scapula, the space in between the scapula and the spine. Maybe the top edge of the shoulder down into the upper arm. And then you also want to kind of get the sense that your knees are right under your hips and you're really just letting your belly sag down. Some nice gentle pressure on the spine here. Just ensure that your neck and head feel comfortable and supported. And find your breath here. Yin by nature is a very quiet, meditative practice. And so you'll find throughout our session today, there'll be moments of silence for you to really cultivate the practice of tuning in. All right, there's our time with that one. So you're just going to be pushing back up to all four. Open that right arm up again and try some back strokes with it. So nice. All right. Other side. Opening wide with that left arm, threading it through. Finding the position that's just right for you. Tuning into the sensations that you've now created on that side. And these long, steady holds are such a potent way to increase circulation and blood flow, especially in areas that tend to get pretty tight, like the shoulders. So the more you can remember to really breathe into the sensation, the more the energy will flow. Most people think of yin yoga for the lower body mostly, and it does tend to target kind of from the navel down. These are our bigger, thicker areas of muscle and tissue. If you've just joined, we're doing thread the needle puppy pose or child's pose. Got about 30 more seconds here. But we can do yin yoga for the upper body. But it's recommended that we don't hold the poses for as long. Feel your body take one more bigger breath here. And then planting that left palm to the floor. Perhaps some back stroking with that arm. Nice. Try some cat and cow movements. And of course, as always, any other movements that you feel attracted to, please do that anytime. All right, so the next one we're going to do is called the reverse needle. And I'm going to give you a couple views of it in case you're not familiar. Sometimes this one's called broken wing. And I don't really like that name, but I'm just saying it because that might jog your memory of what it is. All right, so you start out with your body on the floor. You're going to bring your right arm out and then roll toward it, trying to place your foot behind your leg. But if that doesn't work, you can always put it in front. And then this other arm some people can interlace, some people just hang out here. Basically what you're trying to do is create this nice big opening here in the front of the shoulder. I'm going to give you this view as well, in case you didn't really get that front leg part. So see how my leg is back there? Can also be right here. If you have a bolster, you can hug it. And we only stay in this one for 1.5 minutes. So here we get just this little twist in the hips, but mostly we're trying to target that arm and shoulder. Just feeling and breathing. All right, so now slowly releasing this. And you'll just cruise right into the other side. That's what it looks like from the back. But I'm going to switch my body around. So obviously this shouldn't hurt, but it might feel like a pretty big stretch. I know this side feels a little more intense for me. Hopefully I'm not squishing the microphone too much. Yin always gives us this opportunity to really explore where we hold tension, and then to answer the invitation to just soften into it, to resist trying so hard. One more breath here. And rolling on out. And pushing all the way up. We're going to come into a child's pose. Now, if you have a bolster, that can be a really nice support for you. So if you can, if you haven't already, find a position where you can turn your head to one side. Since this is an upper body themed session, we're just going to work with the neck a little bit. So more consciously turning the head, seeing if you can find some sensation. Adjusting your arms in any way. I'm staying upright due to what I think squishes the microphone. So remember, if your knees don't like this, you can always elevate your hips, or you can elevate what you're resting down on with your blocks or some more pillows and blankets. Yin yoga is really an art. It's the art of allowing, the art of figuring out how you can support yourself in such a way that you can completely relax your muscles and move into a space of deep stillness while you're still feeling sensation. Now, if you have, well, I hope you do have your head turned. Go ahead and turn it to the other side. Noticing if there's new sensations. Noticing if the sensations intensified or decrease. We could also call this a practice of cultivating self-awareness or interoception. This ability to sense and feel what's happening inside of us. And that ultimately supports proprioception, being aware of what's around us in space. We've got one more minute here with the child's pose. Noticing all the places your body feels soft. And just a little bit longer in your child's pose. One more deep breath here. Pressing your palms back into the mat or the floor. Take a moment to stretch out your legs. You could even do a downward dog here, some hip circles. My intention is for you to feel empowered to move your body in an inspired way. As you're ready, go ahead and come back all the way upright. And this time we're going to sit up on something a little higher than a folded blanket. So if you were already doing that in our opening meditation, go back to that. We're going to work with the neck release series. So for me, this is comfortable. For others, you might enjoy actually having some blocks under the legs. I think I'm going to actually keep those there. All right. All right, so sitting up tall on your little cushion or whatever you have. Again, you could be sitting up in an actual chair. Close your eyes. And let's take a moment to really connect with the weight of the body. Feeling the hips and buttocks, the legs and the feet. And can you get a sense of just sinking down or grounding down? You don't need to put any extra effort here. Mostly just becoming aware. Now we're going to become aware of the upper part of the body. Could you lengthen up through the spine a little bit more? Are your hands and arms completely relaxed? If not, find another position that's better. lengthening up through the crown of the head and perhaps even feeling a spaciousness in the upper body while the lower part of the body continues to feel heavy. And just a little note, this would be how you could find a really comfortable meditative seat. All right, we're going to begin this little series. What you're going to do is drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. I guess I'll do it opposite of you. Then, if you want, you can take your left arm and bring it behind. No extra effort. Letting the weight of your head do the work. Gravity doing the work. Double check that your jaw feels relaxed. Second position, you're just going to turn your chin towards your shoulder. If you have the arm behind your back, you can let that go at any time. Resist the urge to crank. Just turn your head until you feel sensation. Now, we're going to draw the chin down towards the chest. Could you be relaxing your shoulders a little bit more? Have your hips tightened? Holding and breathing for 30 more seconds. All right, so very slowly, just bringing your head back to neutral. If you had that arm behind your back, bring it in front again. Just pausing here. Take a deep breath with me. And then just moving your head and neck super slowly, mindfully. Just doing whatever you think feels good. Awesome. Okay, let's come back to center. And again, feel your hips and legs. And the subtle lengthening up of the spine. Dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder now. Just simply tilting the head. Hello and welcome if you just joined. That arm can come behind if you'd like. Scanning, is your jaw still relaxed? Just allowing the tongue to be floating. The cheeks, the forehead. Holding ourselves up, but looking to be as relaxed as possible while we do it. Letting the body open all on its own. We're not trying to force our head to go anywhere. Now, turn your chin towards your shoulder. Remember that arm behind the back is always optional. Are you doing this without adding any oomph to it? Just want to go to where we feel it naturally. Now we'll go to position 3. This is just drawing the chin down kind of at an angle. Yeah. Softening the hips. One more breath. Slowly bring the head back to neutral, or whatever you feel is neutral. Another deep breath in and sigh it out. And then transitioning into some movement. Whatever you want to do with your head and neck. Wonderful. All right. Next up, we're going to get out of this position and set up for supported fish. This one, I'm going to be doing some extra explaining because since I don't know if everyone has a bolster or blocks, I'm going to show you a couple ways you can accomplish this delicious pose. The first way, if you do have a bolster or something that would be like a bolster, so it's nice and firm, all you're going to do is come and lay back on it. Arms out wide. If you don't have a bolster, but you have 2 blocks, do this one. So they're a couple inches apart, and this edge of the block is going to be about mid-back. I really like doing this one. Okay, so it would be something like this. So it should feel like that block is like right in between your shoulder blades. I suppose you could do this with 1 block and set your head on something else. And then if you don't have any blocks, my suggestion would be to take a blanket and roll it as tightly as you can. And then you're going to lay down on it with your shoulder blades. Whoops. So I think you get the idea. The idea is to be pushing the center of the chest open. This could be considered a heart opener. All right, so I trust that you figured out a way to do it for yourself. I'm going to do this version. And we're going to just stay a couple minutes. The legs really have freedom to be. You could hang out with your knees bent. You could do butterfly. You could do out long. But do really focus on opening out the arms as wide as possible, palms up. And we're just making space. We're opening the whole front part of the body, the chest. But we're even subtly targeting the rib cage and the intercostal muscles and all the fascia that knits together and gives us our actual structure. And so this pose and all of this upper body work actually can really assist us with our habits of respiration. And what I mean by that is keeping these areas soft and supple and toned can greatly enhance our breathing. We can take deeper and fuller breaths, oxygenating our body at a higher level. And this leads to increased clarity, energy. It can even help with immunity. As we all know, everything's connected. So even though we're targeting the upper body in this session, we're sending a cascade of signals through our fascial network, signaling the body to have increased circulation and blood flow, ultimately creating more collagen and helping our tissues glide against each other more freely. In this way, we move easier and we start to feel better in our bodies. Let's just stay here about 30 more seconds, taking some deeper abdominal breaths. Now, before we do anything, let's just move around the ankles, the fingers, the wrists. And you can choose to come on up to a seat or just roll onto your side. Here it usually feels pretty good to either curl up or grab your legs and just let your head hang. Amazing. Okay, so we are going to do a little yin yoga sequence for our wrists and hands. So get into a position that feels comfortable for you. Any position is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and be cross-legged. All right. Ready? Okay, so my arms are out. I'm going to cross my wrists and then I'm going to bring my palms together. Then I'm going to pull in towards my body. If your body doesn't do that, no worries. Just stay out here. You don't have to hold it so high. Okay, so if you can do this, do that. And just about 30 seconds here. Not uncommon for this to feel a little spicy, especially if you are a person that keyboards a lot. All right, so let's undo that. So notice which wrist is on top, okay? Shake it out. Maybe do some little pinchies. All right, back out, other wrist on top. Join the hands. Here we go. 30 seconds with this one as well. Hello, welcome. We're doing a little yin yoga for our wrists and fingers and hands. All right, let's let that one go again. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Whatever position you're in, can you take a little side bend? Inhale and come up. Let's do the other side. Back up. I'm going to switch to an all four position, but you can do this one just sitting like this. But if you're going to join me in all four, what we're going to do is just turn our hands around. If this doesn't work, if seated doesn't work, you can always just do something like this. Okay, we're just looking for a stretch here. I know there's something I like being about on all four. I feel like I can control the sensation a little bit better. Just a little longer. And release. Let's shake that out. So when we're doing the upper body, we don't hold it as long because these tissues differ from like our hips, our thighs, knees. The tissues up here are, I mean, they're still strong, but they're a little more delicate. So we don't hold it for as long. All right, so now we're gonna do one hand at a time, and however you can make this happen. Okay, so now I'm on the top of my hand. I am really putting a lot of weight in my left hand because I don't want to put too much weight in my right hand. And of course, again, you can just do this in a seated position. All right, let's finish that one up. Shake it out a little bit. Other side. And release. Just stretching out each finger individually. I hope this practice will be leaving you feeling more spacious and open in your upper body. We are going to do one more yin pose and then we'll have our relaxation time. So be sure to stay for that because it's such a nice reward. So we're going to do a recline twist to cap things off here, targeting our whole spine. All right, so go ahead and lay yourself down on your back. If you can, don't have very much under your head. You want to try to keep your spine in one plane. Okay, so sometimes if we put our head up on something, it messes it up. Okay, legs to the right, arm out, and really you can feel free to do any twist that feels good in your body. Something that I really like to do in twists is put something between my legs or even have my legs land on something. The legs landing on something can be really nice if this left arm tends to be floating or not very comfortable. Okay, I started the timer. I'm going to just stay here a couple minutes. I thought I started the timer. Yeah, I did. If it works out in your neck, another opportunity to turn the head opposite of the legs. And let's move back into this idea of the body feeling heavy and grounded. Just notice your legs and how they're resting. If you need extra support, add that. It's never too late. Just feeling that right hip and side of the body pressing down into the floor. Feeling the upper back, the head. Sense your arms and hands. With every new shape, the body softening a little bit more. We'll stay one more minute with our twist. feeling and breathing. And now with an inhale, bring your head to center and your legs. Setting the feet back on the floor. Let's take some windshield wipers here. Very nice. Let's catch the other side. So if you were enjoying using a prop on that side, you probably like it on the other side. Any twist you like. The one I like is pulling knees up, letting my legs land, and then reaching out. Crack. Did anybody else get a little pop in their back? All right. And here we stay with this one for 3 minutes. We can do twists for longer, definitely. But today we just got 3 minutes. As we practice yin yoga, our cortisol levels naturally decrease because our nervous system becomes regulated. We can experience an increase in the feel-good hormones. If you've ever wondered why you feel so floaty and relaxed and in a good mood, there's your answer. Something about keeping the circulation flowing, hydrating the tissues. And this is such a nourishing practice. Close your eyes, just bringing your awareness inside the body. Just noticing if you're holding anywhere. Maybe you could let go. Maybe you need a little bit of an adjustment somewhere. And coming back to the breath. Feel one more bigger breath inside the body. And then rolling it back to center. This time you're at the holy knees. Beneath your rock. Excellent. Alright. Our last pose is Shavasana. So, however you like to do that. As many of you probably know, traditionally Shavasana is just flat out. So if you want to do that, go for it. I personally like to have a bolster under my knees. I feel like that's supportive to my lower back, and I like to use a pillow or a blanket for my head. getting yourself all comfortable. You might consider covering your body with a blanket or putting on your socks if you've taken them off, or whatever you need to do to be comfortable. And before we really sink into Shavasana, I just wanted to do a little soothing practice. So when you're ready, start rubbing your hands together and create some heat. Nice and hot. And then cover your eyes as if your eyes could drink in that warmth. Massaging the hairline, the temple. Start to go around the ears. It can feel really nice to squeeze and tug on the earlobes and the sides of the ears. So many nerve endings. And then of course the jaw. And perhaps reaching to the base of the skull. Massaging a little bit here. Down into the knee. Just taking another moment to revisit any areas or do more. And then here, as you're ready, relax into Shavasana. Allowing that rise and fall of the breath to guide you into an even softer space. You might even get a sense that all the edges are blurring. Shavasana. welcoming back your breath awareness. Gently deepen the breath. Reaching through the heels, and swirling the ankles, maybe opening and closing the toes, stretching out the legs a little bit. Same thing with the wrists, the fingers. You might like a whole body stretch. As you're ready, bending your knees again, perhaps hugging your knees to your chest, or feeling some more of those windshield wipers. And from here, rolling to one side, pausing, noticing how you're feeling. When you feel ready, rising to a seat. I hope that you feel awesome. Thank you so much for joining today, tonight, whenever it is for you. We can close the session by bringing palms together. Wishing you all the very best and whatever is next for you. Thank you for sharing this time, this space, and for contributing to building this worldwide network of conscious creators. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. What a pleasure to share this upper body in practice with you. I hope this practice felt so good in your body. I truly appreciate you checking out this video. If you found it beneficial, perhaps someone you know would like this video as well. I'm always happy to hear from you in the comments. If you have a suggestion for me, a question, please let me know in the comments. And of course, like and subscribe to my channel. I upload fairly regularly, so I should be able to keep you busy with doing yin yoga. And remember too, if you would like to join me live, there's a link in the description to check that out. It's free. All right. Thanks again, and wishing you all the best.